Sports have been voted the number one sports show in the universe. The Big C and the good old boys down south, USA, bienvenidos to all of our listeners in Latin America, also across the pond in London, England, as well as Paris, France. And of course, we love you in Canada. We love you so much that we've been getting a lot of responses asking for the national anthem in Canada, so I'm going to give you two versions of it. Whoa, Canada! I don't care what you say with those hate mails you've been sending me. They've been tracing the hate mails. A lot of them coming from the South. They're not coming from Canada. But there's still no one I love more than the good old boys down south in the land of the free and the home of the brave. Big C, how's it going for you good old boys?
Wonderful down here. Looking forward to the NBA playoffs tonight in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, yeah.
Boston, Washington. The home team is 1-7. Wizards actually have a better team, but can they overcome the home court advantage that Boston has tonight, Joe?
Well, Boston does have that home court advantage. One thing that I do remember about that series is we talked about Johnny Most on several of our past broadcasts and how exciting it was when basketball was significant in Boston. Well, it's significant in Boston now, really for the first time since Doc Rivers helped them win a championship, beating the Lakers, Big C. So many people on the East Coast love seeing two strong teams from the East outside of just Cleveland, in the finals. Today is a beautiful May the 15th, 2017. It's sponsored by Northern California Cadillac dealers, home of the all-new Cadillac Escalade, the standard of the world. And when you go by and test drive yours, tell them that Charlton and Big C sent you. Big C, so many good things happening in the world of sports and politics, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention some things that are going on. In our White House, we've had Coach Popovich sounding like he was Big C. I said Big C coaches the Spurs. It was Greg Popovich talking about his views on politics, and I want to get your thoughts on this because so many people were saying about 2 years ago, don't mix politics and sports, that sports followers are too dumb to follow the world of politics, which has more significance on their lives than who won the game. And as we've always said, if you're a sports broadcaster or a network, it's just too ignorant to talk about sports. They just focus on the scores. For all the smart people, follow Big C Sports. Big C yourself.
Well, Charlton, as you're looking more and more now, as people are becoming braver to bringing politics into the sporting arena because they're all synonymous with each other. Politics controls sports. When you look at these teams, the negotiations that they do, the lawyers that they have, that's being political and stuff. Teams striking and everything that you do, negotiating broadcast contracts, that's politics. Getting to be in certain positions, making certain status. And when you look at Popovich, his thoughts and ideas on the president. Popovich has been a military man, Johnson. He's there. He knows what politics, sports, he knows military. And so being in the intelligence agency part of the military when he was there, Johnson, he's very savvy about his words and his thoughts. And so when he comes into play and he makes reference, and now it's going to give reason and open door to a lot of sports broadcasters to talk about it. Because they'll coach you on what Pop said. They weren't brave enough to talk about it on their own, but now they'll play what Pop said. It's their ideas. It's just like when they copy off of our show, Charlton. But, Popovich, in making those statements, as well as a few other coaches, Charlton, has made those statements, in the past. When we've had Van Gundy, we've had him talk about it before. Pop has spoken about it before, but you cannot sit back and be a sycophant to what's going on in politics. Being as part of that.
It makes me that's a very good point. I'm going to leave it around with the microphone. We're going to clear that up. But I do like something that you brought up. And this is reality. At some point, we have to ask ourselves, what do we contribute to the world? I mean, this is not the United States of China and the United States of North Korea where you don't have access to full media and they keep the citizens ignorant. If you are a fan, or even if you are someone who likes to watch a sports program and you feel like you might lose sponsors because you talk about something that's really affecting the lives of everybody, then put out a program so that the whole world can boycott that sponsor. I mean, you don't need one sponsor treating you like they're North Korea, and if you say anything against them, or if you don't go in line with what the president says, that they're going to pull out sponsorship, put them on blast. Most people in the United States are intelligent because we read. I think Frederick Douglass said that reading is fundamental, and because we do read, if we are intelligent, what do you add to the world? Just that the Yankees had their ceremony for him, or that the Celtics might beat whoever tonight, or whoever might beat the Celtics in Washington? I like it that Popovich, I mean, he'll get credit because he's a white man. That's just a fact. No one's going to tell him get the hell out of the country. No one's going to tell him to go to Europe. No one's going to do that to him because he's white. But I still like the fact that he's intelligent and he's fair. I don't have any knowledge of anyone saying that he's not a fair man. In fact, he's the kind of white guy that I'm proud of in society because most people are sick of fence, Big C, but he's definitely not. And being in the Air Force, I have so much more respect for him because he's just speaking the truth. Isn't that what we talk about when we say real talk, Big C? Your thoughts? Well, Big C, I know we're having a little bit of trouble with your microphone, and we're going to get you right back on. And in the meantime, we're talking about some of the things going on in the world of politics. And I think what I really bring up that's important in the world of sports and we talk about no matter what's going on in the world of sports and what team you may like, you still have the obligation as an American, especially if you work in the media. If you work in the media, whether you're a coach like Popovich, Big C, or if you're just a basketball player or a baseball player or a dumb jock, everybody needs to know that the truth is the truth, like Walter Cronkite. And that's what I respect about Pop. He's not going to get lambasted. No one's going to say leave the country. No one's going to say get the hell out of America. But it's finally time to see someone that's considered a European speaking about reality, Big C. I think sports people love that as much as anyone who watches the news. Your thoughts, Big C?
Well, he opens a lot of eyes, Charlton. They can't say, well, we're going to blackball him.
Yeah.
They can't do that. They don't have the clout or the power because, he's one of those people that are grandfathered in.
Yeah.
But as a president, you can't keep firing everybody who's investigating you. Because eventually even the dumb people realize that he's doing stuff wrong.
Yeah.
That he's done something wrong. And it's going to come out even quicker now as he keeps firing people that are investigating that in charge of certain parts of the defense and the security of this country.
Yeah.
You can't keep hiring your buddies to do jobs for you. It only works in the finance part.
Yeah.
But, with Popovich coming out, making these statements, Charlton, letting America know. I mean, he's always been outspoken, even as a coach, just talking about basketball.
Yeah.
And now that he's putting his 2 cents in, and with Pop, it's probably a whole dime, on politics.
Yeah.
And letting America know what they've been doing wrong.
Yeah.
What, as far as backing this man.
Yeah.
Eventually, stupidity has to fall to the wayside.
Well, you would hope so. You would hope so, Big C. And this is something, too, I bring up because we know people in media, people that write, for major newspapers, people that work on major network television and been around it for years ourselves. And sometimes people, they do have to toe a line because if not, they'll get fired, okay? You can be a Bill O'Reilly and molest women for 15 years and you'll keep a job and they'll pay you $25 million to leave. But if you tell the truth, and we're not North Korea, and we're proud not to be North Korea, where our people are free, and we were supposed to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. And what I love about Pop, and we've talked about this many times, and you brought it up so poignantly, Big C, sports will connect our society faster than politics. Just because in politics, people, if you're Republican, if you're a Democrat, sometimes even if you know someone's saying something wrong, you won't even say what's right because you don't want to be tossed out or ostracized from that group. But in the world of sports, we can all argue over the play. Was the replay right or wrong? Was he inbounds or out of bounds? Was that the right call or not? Big C, the same thing can be said for politics. Did coach make the right call? Pete Carroll on the goal line with beast mode, passing the ball? People say yes or no. Why can't we do the same thing for POTUS in the White House? Big C, your thoughts?
Well, everybody will always question the call in sports, Johnson. The thing is that we have people questioning calls right now in politics. I think some Republicans are trying to get over the embarrassment aspect of backing this man when he was elected and going through with his original agenda and starting to see now how it's going to affect them. He hasn't enacted any any policy in America, Charleston. He signed so many executive orders, he's damn near run out of ink in the White House.
Yeah.
Okay? But he hasn't signed any tax bill. He hasn't signed any legislation that's going to assist the American people. That's what America needs. You keep talking about give this man a chance. Give him a chance to tell another lie.
Yeah.
Because what you need is a legislation that's going to help and assist the American people, Charlton. And that's what they're not getting. It's almost like having an agent when you're an athlete and you say, hey, let's get the contract done. Well, give me time. I'm working on other things, you know. I'm helping the wife remodel the house, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going out shopping for furniture. I'll get to the team and get to your contract eventually. The contract with America, with the president, is damn near void, okay?
Yeah.
Because he hasn't done anything for America. Like I told you last week, he keeps talking about creating jobs in America.
Yeah.
He's forgot to tell everybody that he fired over 4,000 people when he became president. That was the first thing on his agenda, was to fire everybody that had been in the Obama administration in whatever level they were in.
Yeah.
Over 4,000 people went on the employment line. Johnson, he's only replaced those with less than 1,000 people. So the White House is completely understaffed. The reason for that, Johnson, is so he can try to keep an eye on people.
Yeah.
So that he won't have people running around that he can't put his thumbprint on and threaten.
Yeah.
So the company is running undermanned and the company is running under service by this president, regardless of what people want to think. Think about the 4,000 people, 4,000 plus people that he made unemployed compared to those 150 courier jobs that he saved. Also, and I think it was 150, 125
Yeah.
Ford jobs.
Yeah.
So in my math, that's not 300, okay, Charles?
No, not at all. It's,
4,000, over 4,000 in the minus, just under 300 in the plus.
yeah.
I guess under his numbers, that's a damn good job.
Well, you know that. Well, ironically, that might be a good job on his numbers. But I just want to bring up something because I know, we're getting ready to talk about Golden State, what happened with San Antonio, and to talk about the game coming up tonight with Washington at Boston. And it just broke on CNN News. They had a press conference that President Trump had leaked some classified information to the Russians when they came to the White House. Now, why in the hell are Russians coming to the White House when we know he's under investigation by them? That looks like collusion in one sense.
Well, let's talk to look at it from this aspect, okay? He hired his security director, Mike Flynn, did he not?
Yes, he did.
The same people that Mike Flynn met with, these are the same two people that were in the White House the day after he fired James Comey, okay?
Yeah.
Now, you fire Mike Flynn from hanging out and meeting with these guys, okay?
Yeah.
Giving these guys secrets. You fire James Comey, and you bring these two Russians into the White House the next day,
Yeah.
and you said that Putin wanted you to meet with them, okay?
Yeah.
All right? Putin told you you had to meet with these guys, so you did. And you fired James Comey, so Comey couldn't come after you and let the public know that these are the same two guys that you fired Mike Flynn over, but you guys hanging out in the White House. Think about this. He had no U.S. media in the meeting.
No.
This was the first meeting that he had in the White House, Charles, that he had no U.S. media in. The only photos that were released by the Russian media, Charlton, okay?
Yeah.
So he fired Mike Flynn, the security director, for meeting with these two individual Russians, okay?
Yeah.
And then he brings these two Russians into the White House, the same two that he fired Flynn over, the day after he fired James Comey. Now, I know there's a lot of dumb and intelligent Americans on both sides, okay?
Yeah.
But I'd like for the dumb ones and the intelligent ones to get together and have a conversation.
At least some more time so they can realize the truth. And ironically, when you just brought that point up, Big C, the Washington Post is the newspaper, very credible newspaper, the Washington Post. They're the ones who broke the story. Donald Trump just had a press conference. Big C, it lasted about 35 seconds. It lasted 35 seconds, and then he walked away. He didn't take any questions from the media. And if people don't think that's becoming North Korea or even Russia in a sense, I mean, even if you're an American, you believe no matter what party you vote for, do we want our kids to inherit a country where at least the media can keep people honest? You have free speech and you also have equal time. Well, but Donald Trump gives the Russians more time in the White House than the American media that reports the news. Even a dumb person has to realize that. Your thoughts?
Well, Charlton, his 35 seconds, was he you. Okay? This is something we say. His butt's getting tighter than a frog in a snowstorm.
Well, I've never seen a frog in a snowstorm, but I'll take it from you good old boys down south. You know how tight those butts can get, Big C.
So he's really nervous. You think about a president taking up national meeting with 35-second press conference and walk away. I think the most telling thing that he said the other day, he sent out a tweet, okay? And he was threatening Dick Comey that better not have any tapes of any meeting that they had. Now you think about this. This is now he's keeping everybody in the White House, okay? Everybody knows this has gone on. Nixon said that president that you're taping in the White House, and you know Trump is going to do it. But he sent out a tweet. Now you think about the character of the president sending out a tweet to a guy you just fired, threatening him, okay? You're threatening the guy.
It's a lot like those women that came forward with the sexual assault. He threatened them to walk away. Have you noticed that? No talk about those women that claimed he was grabbing them by the crotch, the way he bragged about doing it. You haven't heard.
Well, he paid a little money under the table on that. His foundation, his family, somebody paid some money for these women to go away.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something else. So all you dumb people that don't want to know anything about the news, just find some dumb radio station that can read the scores to you, because that's all your mind can handle. But for people who actually read, Big C, I just hope that people keep paying attention to the world of sports and the world of politics. At least for the intelligent Americans, then not everybody can fit in that boat. But this is real stuff, and we hope that our country can stay safe. But we don't want to become the United States of North Korea and the United States of the Soviet Union. So the media has to always be a part of our lives. Even if you're dumb, they keep you well-read and knowledgeable. Big C, I want to touch on a little bit of things. Before we close out, just your thoughts again on Coach Pop. When I contrast Coach Pop, he sounds a lot like Harry Edwards, just a guy that speaks from the truth. And will there be any other ones, any other, let's just be honest, white brethren of the coaches? You know, these coaches have a very tight fraternity, and they all respect Coach Pop, whether you agree with him or not. Does anyone else have the balls to come out and at least speak the truth, or will they just sit back and watch us become the United States of North Korea, Big C, when it comes to the media? Your thoughts?
Jonathan, we may have 2 or 3 other coaches that have come out, but Pop is really the only one relevant right now, relevant in the playoffs that's going to say anything. Brad Stevens is too young. I don't know if Brooks will say anything in Washington because he's right there on the fire, So, he might be in a hotbed. When we're looking at Golden State, Steve Kerr's hurt. So, people are not really talking to him in the media. Pop there in San Antonio is going to come out. Tyronn Lue, he's African American, so whatever he sees, people are going to throw it away. Okay? But I think what's happening right now is that the players may come out and speak, Johnson. The thing that's on the horizon, I mean, and baseball managers really don't get interviewed as much as the players do, okay? They do talk, but they don't get interviewed as much. But we have the NFL coming up on the horizon. If he's still around when the NFL starts, how many NFL coaches will come out and say anything? With the NFL being a 501c, a non-profit organization, they may be very quiet, Charlton, because he has several friends in the NFL, starting with Bob Kraft, the Bears, and so, they don't want to mess up their non-profit status where they don't want to have to pay taxes, just like Trump doesn't pay taxes. So they all together.
And there's one thing I want to bring up before we touch on what happened with Golden State and also San Antonio yesterday, because that's part of the whole interview. I mean, I thought Big C Sports was already on TV. He was talking about basketball and then President pops up, right? But for all you dumb people that don't read, Coach Popovich, he is a member of the Air Force, okay? He was in the Air Force for 5 years, and he majored in Soviet studies, and he dealt with spy satellites in Europe. So he's not just some knucklehead with too much beer to drink. He knows what he's talking about, and that's why he knows Donald Trump's a liar. And to bring the enemy into the White House and give them more fair treatment than you give the Washington Post or the New York Times or the FBI director, how dumb do you have to be to say that something's wrong, okay? And I'm so proud of Popovich, and I gotta say it this way as a white male, because most white guys in power, they got there because of their friend, not because they earned it. Kind of like Donald Trump's daughter. She didn't earn anything. She wasn't elected to anything other than being his daughter, allegedly. I just want to make sure that everyone who's not afraid to at least speak the truth. Walter Cronkite said that's what makes America America. If not, then we're not this country. Big C, your thoughts on Golden State and San Antonio?
Well, when you look at it, Charlton, you say white American. Pop's an American, just like you have to think about the credence of a Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Here's a guy who wants to. Maybe
you got a little bit of shade with your microphone, Big C. Let me sort of try to clear that up a little bit. But I know you're coming in sometimes. I guess it's not even a controversy. It's just the way the media says it when a black boy says it versus a white guy. You talked about Cap. You talked about Pop. Go right ahead, sir.
Well, you sit there, and here it is. They're saying that Cap was being anti-American. Okay, Charlton?
Yeah.
He wasn't being anti-American. Now, no one's going to say Pop's being anti-American. Okay?
No.
You make a stance for something that's wrong with America.
Yeah.
That's all Kaepernick did. Just like Popovich made a stance yesterday for something that's wrong within American politics. Okay?
Yeah.
No one's going to say that this guy should sit down and shut up and go away. I want to hear dumb-ass college coaches like Davin Sweeney and a few others come out and make those statements that he should sit down if he don't like it, leave America, okay?
Who's also looking for a job, mentioned it. A lot of them good. Who got replaced by the good old boy from Dallas, from the Cowboys on CBS?
Tony Romo.
Yes. Sims told him to sit down and shut up too, and also Bruno Simmons.
Sims and Bowman Simmons.
Yeah.
And both of those guys, Charlton, have had their jobs reduced, okay?
Yeah.
They've been moved from the team that they were on. So, you're telling somebody to sit down and shut up who is making the right stance for America, and you're being anti-American and blasting the guy, okay?
Yeah.
I want to see. I guarantee you this, Charlton. No NBA broadcaster will come out and blast Popovich, okay?
No.
Like those NFL broadcasters came out and blasted Kaepernick.
Yeah.
All those college coaches, they won't do that because he's white and he's knowledgeable. Kaepernick was knowledgeable also, and people forget Kaepernick's half white, so you can't label him as being a black man, okay?
Yeah, and that's something. Well, the doctors they get ripping on everybody's Africa. I know racists they use it like me, but we're all human beings. I just proud to live in a country where we're not the only ones that just want to tell the truth. And when I was studying journalism in college, they said just tell the facts. Don't worry about your emotions. We can all have opinions. But a fact is a fact, and that's called the Walter Cronkite method. We talked about the real McCoy, where they would test gold and see if it really burns and turn into gold. It's called the real McCoy. That was actually coined after an African-American man. That's the real McCoy. But they call acid test, okay? The acid test for someone is just tell the truth. What has happened at the White House today? And I wish that more things could happen in the world of sports that people could be proud of. So, Coach Pop, I'm going to give some big scene. You know the award we talk about? The most popular coach in the universe? I'm going to give that to Coach Popovich today. But he's going to need some of that moxie to try to find a way to come back against Golden State. What do you think about the Kawhi Leonard trip? Was it something that was intentional? I know good old boy has the history of it. Your thoughts of it?
Charlton, anybody can say any act in professional sports, even collegiate sports, is intentional. But the game happens.
Yeah.
Emotions happen. Moves happen. Time happens in sports. And so when a player gets injured, it's always unfortunate. And, to sit up and say that as a broadcaster, I understand the intent in a player's mind, I would be lying, okay? And we've seen many broadcasters lie since this broadcast to say that they understood the intent in this player's mind, okay? The NBA has rules that you should not follow through when a player's taking a shot, taking 2 steps to get under it.
Yeah.
But that's a defensive motion, Charlton, when you're trying to obstruct a shot, okay?
Yeah.
And when you're 7'1", generally you can get up and get after a lot of shots.
Yeah.
If a player blocks a shot and you come down on his foot, no one cries, Charlton. No one says anything. They'll just say great defensive play, okay?
Yeah.
But when a player of Kawhi Leonard's stature gets injured and San Antonio's up by 23 points, I don't blame Petruich for this, Charlton. I blame the rest of the San Antonio Spurs for putting their heads in the sand and not playing basketball.
Yeah, that's true.
One man doesn't make a team, although he's a great attribute to the organization. Because I think they had won their previous game by 39 points and he was sitting at home. He didn't even play.
No.
So to sit there and say that Petruich was the reason why San Antonio blew a 23-point lead, I think you got to look at about 11 other players to say they're the reason why San Antonio blew a 20-plus point lead. They had 20 at halftime. They were up by 25 at one point in the third quarter. Charlton, this was that analogy that I used on Trump, the butt getting tight And I think it was sunny in California yesterday, okay?
Well, they had, I've seen some frog, you ever have frog legs, Big C? I've had frog legs with
Love them.
Oh, with
Hey, Jonathan, come down here and go vegan with me sometime. We can get you some frog legs. And it don't taste like chicken, okay?
No, the ones I taste, they didn't taste like chicken, but I've never had them. The ones cook them up, Big C. I think I will take you up on that offer also. But as I get into also, when you think about what happened in that game, and I'm telling you, Oracle Arena was so electric. It's amazing that building will be empty in 2 more seasons, Big C. It was so electric. But do you know the only person not getting credit for the Golden State win is Coach Brown? Your thoughts?
Well, Jonathan, Mike Brown did a tremendous job. Everybody said that Steve Kerr spoke to the team at halftime, okay? But Mike Brown was the one orchestrating the moves out on the court. He was the one making the substitutions and those decisions.
Yeah.
But also, Golden State started playing basketball.
Yeah.
They were a little lackluster after being off for almost a week. And that's one of the things you always worry about a team, Jonathan, being off too long.
Yeah.
Not having enough rhythm. You got to look at that with Cleveland playing tomorrow, in the next couple of days. They haven't played basketball in over a week.
Yeah.
But Golden State is a sharpshooting team. San Antonio just came off a hard series, okay?
Yeah.
And they had rhythm again from Utah. So you think about it, like I said, Kawhi didn't play and they win by 39 points.
Yeah.
So you can't blame this loss on Kawhi Leonard not being in the lineup. You think about it, he hadn't played in a game and a half, okay?
Yeah.
And you won both of those. So with play, you've been less a team when he's played because as teammates, you sit back and it's almost like the Russell Westbrook effect, okay?
Yeah.
Is that you're sitting back waiting on this guy to do something and you're forgetting that you get a paycheck also. And so as the mainstream media, all your buddies out there talking about Petrovich and what he's done, how he affected San Antonio, you got to start looking at some damn players that wouldn't play, Charlton.
Yeah.
That's what I got to look at. I mean, they get paychecks, okay?
Yeah.
This is the playoffs. They make the same amount of money in the playoffs that Kawhi Leonard does every game, okay? Whether he plays or not. Step up and earn your paycheck. Don't use a player that's as an excuse. The Golden State Warriors are not using Steve Kerr not being on the bench as an excuse.
No.
Okay, it would be easy to say, well, Steve Kerr is not here, and that's the reason why we're losing and we can't outscore anybody.
Yeah.
But those same shooters for Golden State are on the floor, and were on the floor yesterday, Charlton.
Yeah.
They were on the floor a month ago when Steve Kerr was coaching. But they're not using it as an excuse in the playoffs since he's been out. They still haven't lost the game. But San Antonio can't say the same thing.
The only undefeated, this is for you good old boys that don't like black coaches and always try to find something wrong with them. There's only one undefeated coach in the NBA playoffs right now. Only one. You happen to know his name, Big C?
Well, actually two, Chuck. There's 2 of them. There's 2. Mike Brown and Tyronn Lue.
Oh,
okay?
Tyronn Lue. Okay, Tyronn Lue.
Mike Brown and Tyronn Lue are the only undefeated coaches.
You just blew all that national bell curve garbage, Big C. I was saying that you had to pull out the new fact and say there's 2. Now, if there's 2 out of 2, that's not bad, Big C. You're not.
Well, the media doesn't want to recognize an African American coach, okay?
Yeah.
I don't care what sport it is. They try to find reason that he's not what he is.
Yeah.
But as we look at the ledger right now, we look at the box scores. The head coach in the past 3 games, I believe, for Golden State has been African American.
Yeah.
And the head coach in Cleveland for the last 8 games has been African American in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, we got African American coaches right now 11-0 in the playoffs, Charlton.
Well,
so, the mainstream media has other ideas.
You know what that means, Big
You
C?
can't fault the facts, Charlton.
You know what that? Oh, yes, they can. You know what that means to have 2 undefeated African American coaches in the NBA? Those guys will be looking for jobs next year, Big C. They'll be with the national trend continues. Big C. I just think that's incredible. But no one's talking about that other than Big C Sports. But if they were losing the game, I mean, people want to get rid of Doc Rivers because he won 1 championship with the Celtics, Big C, and gets the Clippers to the playoffs all the time. I just think that's a real talk, and people need to bring that up. I also want to get your thoughts on something, too. Yeah, I'm going to just take a little side turn and want to say that sports is a billion-dollar industry, and the sports world sports is the foundation to this billion-dollar industry for every sports event. unique athletic and event insurance. We do it with the best on the road through Big C Sports and Ben and Mark. We're in all 50 states. We can even insure you in several continents for professional athletes, collegiate athletes, your high school athletes, even your college leagues. Tune up to Big C Sports on iHeartradio Network. We're the number one network in the United States of America, and Big C Sports has been voted the number one sports show in the universe, according to Big C Sports. I gotta get this out there because I do want to thank some of our followers. And sometimes people can talk about their base and who follows them. I want to thank one of the good old boys at fanbase.net. They have 3.16 million followers. That's 3,160,000 followers. They're the top followers of Big C Sports. They cover sports bases all over the United States, Big C. So thank you. And that's where Ben Landis. Also, Big C, I want to get your thoughts again because I want to go back into this thing with Golden State. And again, Oracle Coliseum is amazing. I want to ask you, we talked about this just last week. If you had one player to go to, we talked about Kareem and Wilt, we talked about Oscar Robertson and Westbrook. If you look at Durant and you look at Curry, two guys on the same team, which one do you go to get the winning shot, Big C?
Well, Charlton, you thought that you got Draymond Green that can make it as well as Klay Thompson. Yeah. I think what happens when you look at Golden State is that they're so unselfish. They're just looking at who's open. They're going to create an opportunity for somebody to get a shot. They got four guys that they're very confident in taking the final shot in the game.
Yeah.
When you look at the game the other day, Curry came down, he penetrated, so he was open guy. He didn't have to kick out.
Yeah.
But on several occasions, everybody kicked out. Durant kicked out, Thompson kicked out, Draymond kicked out, Curry kicked out. But, when you penetrate the lane, and we saw so many of Durant's points coming to paint, okay? Because he was fed the ball.
Yeah.
This team comes down to hustling, Charlton, okay? That's what it comes down to. I guess it's who's out hustling who.
Yeah.
And Golden State is going to get the shot. It's not about who gets the last shot. It's who's hustling the best.
Yeah.
And that's how they caught San Antonio.
Yeah.
It was from pure hustle, Johnson. When you look at how they turn it on for some reason, they picked up the tempo in the game. They were very sluggish. They weren't running the ball up and down the court. They were carefree with it, making turnovers.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this team woke up, Charlton. And when they woke up, it was a night and day scenario.
Yeah.
Is that they started moving, running the ball up and down the court, Charlton, and there was no keeping up with them.
Yeah.
But that's the difference in a ball club, is that you don't have one last guy. You're not looking at Paul George, okay? Give me the ball, I want to take the last shot.
Yeah.
Even in Cleveland, there's no selfishness about who will take the last shot.
Yeah.
James will take the shot, Irving will take the shot. You even got J.R. Smith and Love who will take the shot, Johnson. There's no selfishness. That's the difference in great teams. Is that there's no selfishness in who will take the last shot.
And when you mention that, Steph Curry, as great as he is, he scored 36 of his 40 points from the second, third, and fourth period. He only had 4 points in the first. He was still not being desperate. He was getting the ball to his teammates. I know there was a time when Klay Thompson didn't shoot that well, but he had one of the biggest blocks at the end of the game, and that helped him because, like you're just saying, they hustle on defense too. And even though there are people like Charles Barkley that would say Golden State can't win a championship because they're a three-point shooting team, I think that's been turned on his head, Big C. And one thing I did not like yesterday, and everybody can point at the officials, but I would just hope that in this year's finals, let the players decide it. Call fewer fouls. I know that everybody wants to say play the game to the best, but the game is right now. I want to see more of the players deciding what happens and not the officials. I think that Draymond got an early technical, and you know that's how he plays. That's because he's going to talk. Maybe he should shut up some, but also let's throw the tees out. He didn't punch anybody. That's what tees should be left for, not if you use for family. Big C, your thoughts?
Well, I saw a couple of, they call them BS calls by the officials in the game, so. And I'm trying to figure out what did they see, because I know my eyes are not good. I had to search around for my glasses after the call. Those mystery calls we always talk about in the NBA.
Yeah.
But as you said, pointed out so well, let the players play.
Yeah.
They're too talented now. We know that you got 3 officials on the court.
Yeah.
Sit there and be spectators like everybody else.
Yeah.
This is two talented athletes out there, Charlton, in these final teams that are going to be out there playing, for the officials to come out there and say, hey, we want to play a key role, but they did step back at points. It's like what we talked about with Leonard. You can make that call. All right, the league is good for not throwing an intentional technical on the player.
Yeah.
Let the players play because this is what the fans, pay that big money for in playoff time, Jonathan.
Yeah.
And I know you get in for free, but the rest of us, we pay that big money to get into the arena.
Yeah.
But I like what's going on. Golden State and San Antonio. This was an entertaining game for the fans.
Yeah.
The fans got a chance to see great athleticism, Charlton, with this all you mentioned. Okay?
Yeah.
It was unfortunate that Kawhi Leonard went down from a team perspective.
Yeah.
But this happens in athletics.
Oh, yeah.
Think about how many players have been injured over time. I go back to when Kareem was hurt in 1980 when the Lakers beat the Sixers, okay? And Kareem didn't play in Game 6. But Magic goes out and has a triple-double, scores like 42 points, and they beat the Sixers with the great Dr. J.
Yeah.
No one cried about that, saying Kareem was out. That's how the game has changed over time. We got too many sissy broadcasters out there, John, and I'm serious, sissies. Okay? Because they're crying more than the teams are, and the player is.
You know who was crying as many as some of those broadcasters? I listened to about 3 minutes of Rush before I threw up, and he was trying to defend Otis. I think his Rush Limbaugh, who said he was a sports guy, he's trying to defend Otis being a sycophant to the Russians who are known as spies. But now he's trying to be like POTUS is saying that they don't trust the FBI and they don't trust the CIA. They don't trust the federal judges. And I just thought that was so off the charts, Big Z. And before I threw up, I had to turn the channel. But can you imagine? It's just like watching the NBA and watching any other game. You want the people who are, you can see with your own eyes what's going on. Okay? I want to get your thoughts on tonight's game. Because Game 7, I'll never forget Magic Johnson said he wanted to thank CBS for giving him 7 games back in the day when they were playing Boston out of the former Los Angeles. We finally got our 7 games, and you predicted a 7-game series with Washington and Isaiah. I don't know how you know or who you know, Big C, but I'm just going to follow what you say, Big C. I'm not going to listen to Sean Spicer anymore. Who's going to be the key if it wins? If it wins for Boston or if it wins for Washington? Who are the key guys? Most people say John Wall and Isaiah Thomas. Is it as simple as those two, Big C, your thoughts?
Well, I want to touch on that Rush Limbaugh part there for a minute. He don't trust anybody that don't have Oxycontin.
Yeah.
If you don't have some Oxycontin, Rush Limbaugh, he's not going to trust you because you got to be a good drug dealer.
You know, there was a TV series, you remind me of something, back in the day, they had a guy cooking in a cast iron skillet. It had 2 eggs over easy, and it said, this is your brain in the egg, and they cracked the egg, it hit the skillet, and it started scrambling. It said, this is your brain on drugs. I wonder if Rush Limbaugh would do one on Oxycontin on drugs and what your brain looks like. I know you sweat a lot. That might be a big thing. Your thoughts.
Well, that's why I sweat a lot, y'all, because his brain is on the drugs. And like if the killer was hot, he's hot, okay?
Maybe his company's using the drug for their employees too, okay?
In looking at the game tonight, Jonathan, this is an opportunity for Isaiah to have a legacy in Boston, okay?
Yeah.
If Boston goes on and wins this game, he has established himself as one of the true leaders of the Celtics. You go back to the days of Bill Russell, and you remember Hondo, John Havlicek during the era when he was playing, Jonathan, and that led into Larry Bird. And, not since Bird has Boston really had true iconic players. But for the last 2 seasons, Isaiah Thomas has quietly risen to the top of the NBA crescendo as far as point guards and leadership.
Yeah.
He's been an all-star the last 2 years, Jonathan. In the playoffs, he's averaging around 30 points a game.
Yeah.
He has consistently led his team night after night. And even more so, Jonathan, he's led with a broken heart. The hardship he's had to go through, and losing his younger sister, Jonathan, that would have turned 23 this year in a car accident. And to have that burden on his shoulders, but to go out and be the consummate professional night after night, that's what people really haven't given Isaiah credit for. That anybody who has lost someone in their life, and especially someone younger than you, and you know the hardship and how that feels, he's dealing with that because that's his baby sister, somebody that had been with him forever, that looked up to him, that he cared about, Jonathan, that he took care of, okay? And to lose her tragically like this, everybody, and the great Chris Berman, who lost his wife, has gotten a lot of sympathy and salutations Isaiah Thomas has been the same way, but Isaiah Thomas has to go to work.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He can't shelter his in privacy with the family and grieve. He's away from the family, Charlton, across the country with his other family, the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
And they have been such a crutch for him to lean on. And not only that, he is not asking for their sympathy, Charlton.
No.
All he's asking for is their help in the game.
Yeah.
And they have been there for him in all the home games. But this is a home game, Charlton, that I worry about.
Yeah.
Because Washington has had a chance in 5 of the games that they played to win them all, Charlton.
Yeah.
They have. For some reason, they just hadn't got it done. And if you think about the first 2 games of the series in Boston, Washington could have easily won those. And I think in coming back this time, especially with the shot that John Wall hit the other night, Charlton,
Yeah.
and sending this to a Game 7 and Game 6, I think that momentum tonight is in Washington's hands. And I think that the Wizards will continue the play that they had in Game 6, Charlton. And unfortunately, I think Boston may fall at home in Game 7.
Well, I tell you, they are a more physical team, and they would probably pose a bigger threat to Cleveland just because they're physical. They play more physical. It's just nice to see the area of Boston. I know we've had a lot of racial garbage over the last couple of days with the Red Sox, etc. But it'd be nice to see that Celtics, they are synonymous with Boston. No matter how successful the New England Patriots become, it's still Boston Celtics because they've been winning for decades, not just the last 2 decades, Big C. They've been winning for decades, so it's great to see Boston in there. But I do want to get your thoughts, too, as we think about that. And you think about Thomas and how he's able to pull together and fight hard. He's not the biggest guy on the court, but he has the biggest heart. You said he's more, I guess, the guy that came along since the great Larry Bird and the great Johnny Balls, who be calling the game as Boston Celtics versus the Washington tonight. I really miss that voice. What is Kevin Garnett, because he's the one that says anything's possible, after they won the championship over the Lakers back in 2009. Would he go down as one of the great Celtics too, Big C, or no?
Well, I don't think he spent enough time in Boston, Charlton. He was just there for a short run, about 4 years. He was brought in to help Boston win a championship, okay?
Yeah.
That's what he was brought in for. And you mentioned that Doc Rivers earlier was the coach on that team. You got to think about, Charlton, how many coaches have won NBA titles since Doc Rivers won that championship, Charlton? It's only been 5, okay?
Yeah.
And then talking about 5 Doc Rivers, only 5 coaches since the Celtics won their last championship have won NBA titles. Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, Eric Spoelstra, Tyronn Lue, and Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
That's it, Charlton.
Yeah.
And you're talking about firing a guy. So you got 26 other coaches that haven't won an NBA title in that time. And you're talking about one of the guys who won since, then. Okay, you got 24 others that haven't won a title.
Yeah. No,
Of the last 6, you're talking about firing one of them. So this is how the man did it, but he's black, John. Damn, I forgot. Doc's black. That's good enough. That's good enough reason to fire him. He's a black coach, and there's been 5 other coaches winning an NBA title since him. So he's got to go.
Hey, if Donald Trump can keep a job, anybody should be able to keep a job, Big C. That guy is so crooked, and that came from some white people. I'm just saying, people talk about black and white issues. There's always something because white Americans are the majority of the country right now. And for the ones who are, ignorant, they don't want to talk about the facts, that's okay. But the smart ones who know, I'm just so impressed. Popovich sounds like a black man, Big C. But a lot of black men are bold because we know that we gotta be better, bigger, stronger, faster, whatever, more intelligent, work harder. We've been told that since we were kids, even though society may not look at it that way. But for the success that black Americans have had in this country, most of it has been against great opposition. However, behind the curtains, there have been white Americans who opened doors for all people too. So that's why I want to credit my white brethren who are fair. The knuckleheads, no. But that's why I'm so proud of Coach Pop, and I want to give him the #1 coach in the universe status that we give to the great players, the people who are ballers. I just appreciate him. Could you imagine if someone like Pop were in the White House, someone with integrity, someone that did not run from war 5 times while he's dropping the mother of all bums, someone who served in the Air Force for 5 years? Could you imagine someone with that character saying something's not right and he doesn't get shot down the way if it would have happened to a President Obama, they would have thrown him out of office already? That's why I'm proud of him. And I hope that the guys who are afraid to be bold, You can't follow Big C because you don't have that style, but you can also follow Pop. Just be honest. Big C, does that make any sense?
It makes a whole lot of sense, Charlton. When we look at the world of sports, and it's like going back to football. We always talk about protecting women and no violence against women in America.
Yeah.
But when we had the Miller family with the New York Giants, who were good friends with the president,
What a joke.
protecting them from a kicker after he had over 20 calls from his former wife to the police about his domestic violence against her.
Yep.
And the Miller family kept paying him for over 2 seasons and actually gave him an increase in pay, knowing that he was abusing this woman, Charles.
Yeah.
Okay? And we have many other players in the NFL that have done this.
And Big C, real quick, did anyone who blasted Colin Kaepernick tell the Mara family to get the hell out of the country for hiding a beater, Big C, your thoughts?
No, that was acceptable, Charlton, by the Mara family. And America said, it's okay for her to take this abuse from him because he kicks a football. Not like you can't find a kicker in a sand lot anywhere in America, okay, Charlton?
Yeah.
But, it was okay for the Mara family. Think about it. Everybody in sports knows who the Mara family is. They've always owned the New York Giants, okay? The New York football Giants. But they were advocates for abuse of a woman. They were.
Yeah.
The owner of the team was an advocate for it. The coach of the team was an advocate for it. Tom Coughlin, who is now with the Jacksonville Jaguars as an executive vice president or whatever, he was an advocate for it. And so all of these people stood by while Josh Brown beat his former wife. Ray Rice lost his career for hitting his wife, okay? One time we saw. Not 20 times, one time, okay? Adrian Peterson went to jail, lost a season for whipping his young son, okay? African American. So when Greg Hardy, Jerry Jones hired him for beating a woman, okay? Jerry Jones, we got 2 owners, 2 of the most well-known owners in football. Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys hired Greg Hardy for being convicted for beating a woman, okay? Because it made his team better, he felt. Just like the Mara family kept Josh Brown on as a kicker because they felt it made their team better to have these guys who abuse women, who beat the crap out of women, and it was noted and it was documented by the police, okay? But they felt they needed it from a football sports stance, that they discredited these women, made them less than anything because that guy was more important to them than woman that he was beating.
Yeah, Big C, I gotta bring this one up because the only sports program we say there's no excuse for domestic violence. I want to just congratulate, because women can be anything, but as little girls, oftentimes they're told to be beauty queens. Well, I want to congratulate Miss America last night. She's from Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, and not only is she very beautiful, here's a woman who's a person of color, but when they ask her what she's doing, I think she's studying physical, I can't even say what she's studying, Big C, but she studies science. I don't want to say it wrong, but I believe she's studying astrophysics. Now, I may be wrong about that, but she's not just someone who's studying basket weaving. And they had another person of color, I think she was Miss Illinois. She's actually a member of the Chicago Bulls. And these women are bilingual, they're beautiful, they're intelligent, but because they're African American, oftentimes they've been ostracized from this image thing called Miss America pageant. So when we talk about no violence against women, and we can praise women for being Miss America pageant or a beauty pageant or whatever it is, no one wants their daughter being brutalized by a man. I don't care who you are, how sick you are. No one wants that. So we got to put an end to that. And I believe we can. All it takes is one person not to hit the next person. But when I watch that pageant, I'm so proud of how the pageant has become. It looked like the United States of America. It looked nothing like Donald Trump's all-white White House, Big C. Here's a woman from District of Columbia that's, she won the Miss America pageant as a person of color. I just want to say the diversity that usually all-white society has is so diverse now. There are women who are black and white and Asian and Latino. It is like a potpourri of what America is. When you contrast that to the White House and the Donald Trump, it's just all white, like the old Ku Klux Klan, but they wear suits and ties instead of hoods now, Big C. I'm just so proud of that, and I don't want to get into the pageant that much, but I'm proud that they're opening up the door to diversity, Big C. How can the world of the NFL, when it comes to the status symbols of what women get an opportunity, because even though we don't think about it that much, that pageant represents something in America that's changing the diaspora of how people think. How can we get people to think more inclusive, even though we have Donald Trump at the White House? Bixie, your thoughts?
Well, ironically, Jonathan, the NFL this year is going to have its first female broadcaster of a game on a game with, I can't remember the name, but she's with ESPN, and she's going to be doing the game with Buddy Ryan.
Oh, really?
Not Buddy Ryan, but Rex Ryan. Yeah, they're going to be doing the game together. The NFL is going to have its first broadcast by a female broadcaster this upcoming season. So the NFL has made inroads, Jonathan. If you remember last year, the NFL had a female coach with the Arizona Cardinals for the first time in history. And they've also, indoctrinated a female official. So the NFL has made inroads like the NBA. They have had female officials, Jonathan. So we have seen women making progress in a male-dominated sport. But we need to take that dominance from the male, from abusing females out of all these sports, Jonathan. That's the one thing we need to eliminate. And I think everybody that has watched sports have understood and seen that in some capacity. It all hasn't been on the NFL, but think about it. This running back out of Oklahoma, Josh Mixon, is still getting backlash from an incident 3 years ago. And we have players in the NFL. We talked about Greg Hardy. And Jerry Jones signed with the Dallas Cowboys. He didn't get the backlash. He did it as a paid professional athlete, not as an 18-year-old freshman college student, okay? When the police were called, the 911 call, we saw this woman bruised and battered all over. This was one punch by Mixon. Not saying that this punch was valid, Jonathan, but these were two people who had assaulted each other. But Hardy, was convicted by a jury, Jonathan, of this incident. And he got to play in the NFL, and Jerry Jones paid him millions, okay? Millions. Josh Brown, 20 incidents. You don't see the media still talking about Josh Brown, talking about he should have never played. They knew about it, Jonathan, for 2 years. The media did, because trust me, when it comes out on the police bonder, every reporter gets it in the NFL. It's released. They knew about Josh Brown. They didn't say anything, but they still beating up on Mixon. And I'm not trying to give Mixon a pass for what he did, okay? But he served his time. Hardy didn't serve any time. Josh Brown didn't serve any time. And there's dozens other players in the NFL, Jonathan, that have done more egregious acts than Mixon did in college in Oklahoma. Just hasn't been on tape, okay?
That's a good point.
Just hasn't been on tape. But when you want to sit around as the media and sit there and lie to the sports listening public, saying that Mixon is the worst thing that can happen to the NFL, you need to look in the damn mirror, okay? Because there's a whole lot of criminals in the NFL that are playing and making millions of dollars. And this young man did the time for what he did. He took a year's suspension from school and played football. He and the young woman is met. They both apologized to each other because she attacked him first. But here, as the national media, you want to go out and lambaste this young man? Talk about the criminals that are in the NFL that are making millions of dollars that you guys are praising because they're easy writers for you after games.
Well, Big C, that's a very good point. And in the final few minutes that we'll talk about some things, bringing up the NFL, and I'll get your thoughts on some other things before we close out. We talked about this thing with Colin Kaepernick, and I want to name him the #1 socially conscious quarterback in the universe with Big C Sports, but also, Coach Pop for San Antonio, proud of him. Pete Carroll up in the great Northwest with the Seattle Seahawks. There's articles out today that he's willing to consider Colin Kaepernick and even RG3 a backup quarterback to Russell Wilson, even though Colin Kaepernick was the nemesis of him back in the day. I think Pete Carroll just wants to win, and some good old boys think, well, if he didn't want more money, he'll get it signed already. I think Kaepernick going to Seattle, and maybe even RG3, but he has that knee issue with RG3. I think that's a good fit for them. Even the Carolina Panthers, quarterbacks and coaches who've been to Super Bowls. Think about this. A coach who's been to multiple Super Bowls, okay, he understands how to get players that can help you win. He's open to hiring Colin Kaepernick or even bringing him in for a tryout, Big C. Your thoughts on Pete Carroll and what he knows that about 30 other coaches in the NFL don't know, Big C?
Well, Jonathan, I look at all the free agent quarterbacks that were signed in the NFL thus far this year. None of them have the resume of a Colin Kaepernick, okay? Let's be realistic. You think about Colin Kaepernick, 14 of his losses have come in the last 2 years, okay? 14 of his losses have come in the last 2 years. And he's 31-31 as an NFL sergeant. So think about his record prior to having Tim Thomas and Brian Kelly
Yeah.
as coaches, okay?
Yeah.
How good a quarterback he was under Jim Harbaugh. Coaches make quarterbacks, okay? They all make each other better, you know, when you can understand and have a system that's conducive to your talent.
Yeah.
The 49ers brought in a couple of joke coaches and ran down Colin Kaepernick and had the media talking about he couldn't play.
Yeah.
But those two white coaches, they didn't say they couldn't coach.
No.
Think about it.
No.
Everybody said that Colin Kaepernick couldn't play, but those two white coaches that combined between them, Johnson, had what, 3 wins?
I think 4 wins, baby.
Okay, we got 2 white coaches in 4 years
Yeah.
that had 4 wins.
Yeah.
Nobody said they couldn't coach.
No.
That's the thing I look at. No one said they couldn't evaluate talent. But everybody kept, and Thomas Hooker made $14 million.
Yeah, $14 million for losing.
And Kelly made at least 10.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you paid 2 coaches $25 million to run down a quarterback's career, and the national media being dumb sycophants are talking about Colin Kaepernick can't play because he's a black quarterback. But those 2 white coaches that got you 4 victories in 2 years, no one said they couldn't coach, and they weren't NFL caliber coaches. That's what confuses me. Go out and tell the damn truth that these 2 white guys couldn't coach, should have never been in the NFL, that they were 2 jokes, and they made a quarterback's career dismal, and you said he can't play.
Yeah, and that's a fact. So whether he gets signed up with Seattle or not, or or Carolina or whomever, I just want that sometimes the NFL owners, they're just like Donald Trump in a sense. They just don't see reality the same. They see it the way they want it to be. And I've heard this come from Tim Wise. It's something about the white male's ego. Okay, they won't tell the truth if it makes them look bad. And that's why, like Coach Popovich, he just tells the truth no matter what color you are. And I can't find any athlete that has anything bad to say about him, black or white. But I think if anything needs to be pointed out, we'll point it out. If you don't believe it, just Google it, okay? Google what people say and do and what record someone has with the team. Big C, your final thoughts, I want to get your thoughts. The Yankees have been such a storied franchise for Major League Baseball, whether it's the good old boy Jeter, they're talking about Reggie Jackson back in the day, and, everybody wants to know who's the greatest Yankee ever, and we've had so many of them. I just want to get your thoughts. Are they paying too much attention to Jeter? He and A-Rod, 2 of the latest great Yankees, they don't even get along. I don't know what happened. Maybe they dated the same woman, Big C, because I don't know what happened with that. But Jeter's given a lot of praise. But your thoughts on who maybe the greatest Yankee was? Does he even belong in the top 5, Big C? Your thoughts?
Well, Johnson, there's a lot of conversation on who's the greatest Yankee of all time. Babe Ruth, without a doubt, all right, is the greatest Yankee.
Yeah.
With the numbers that Babe Ruth put up during his time as a player with the Yankees, the numbers that will never be eclipsed, okay?
Yeah.
You can always talk about eras with the Yankees. Who did what, okay?
Yeah.
You can look at managers, you can look at players. Having Derek Jeter, in this modern day, now he's the greatest modern day Yankee.
Yeah.
Based on time and productivity, playoff games, World Series.
Yeah.
He's done it all for the organization, Jones.
Yeah.
But to sit there and the media is making this hiccup between he and A-Rod.
Yeah.
Okay, A-Rod played with multiple teams.
Yeah.
He started off with the Mariners.
Yeah.
He went to Texas. He came and became a Yankee. So he's not a career Yankee. So he's not going to be in the consideration of the greatest Yankees of all time, Jones.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them. Mariano Rivera as a reliever with his long history and wins that he put together. Willie Randolph at second base. People talk about the great Thurman Munson prior to his death at catcher, Johnson.
Yeah.
Chris Chandler was a rock at first base during a lot of those championship runs, Johnson, of the 80s.
Yeah.
There's plenty. Bernie Williams in center field. Bernie Williams had one of the quietest, greatest careers as a Yankee as any player could have, Johnson. So, but when we go back, think about Tommy John, what he did in Catfish Hunter. There's the players. Roger Clemens came in and had a stellar career, but these were not career Yankees. And even Babe Ruth, Johnson, started out as a Boston Red Sox the first 2 or 3 years of his career, okay?
Yeah.
So he wasn't a lifetime Yankee.
First of the Bambino, yeah.
So when you look at a lifetime Yankee, Derek Jeter would move to the top of the list because he spent his 20 years there, okay?
Yeah.
But the greatest Yankee of all time still goes back to Babe Ruth, Johnson.
Yeah.
But, the media has to find a way to constantly drive a wedge. It was not up to A-Rod to celebrate Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
He was one of the many opponents of Derek Jeter's for years. Yes, they were teammates for there's a lot of them that were not there. So this is just part of the needle that the media wants to drive, trying to put a wedge between A-Rod and Derek Jeter. Just because you play with a ball player, Johnson, doesn't mean you're sleeping with them, okay?
Yep,
So you don't have to be in love with them.
Yep.
You're a teammate.
Yep.
You're out there with the same cause, winning a game. I've had teammates I hated, Johnson, as well as they've hated me.
Yeah.
But when we walked in the locker room, we were brothers. That's the bottom line. We had a common goal. It's something that, as we constantly talked about, the media doesn't understand because they never wore a jock.
Yeah.
Okay? So they have to make a negative story. And I would say, tell everybody in the media, go to a sports store and buy yourself a jock. Get around for a week. You might understand what an athlete feels like.
And there's also some rumor that some guys, they don't change their jock straps when they win games. So, you know, those teams that win 5 or 7 in a row, some of them don't do much laundry, Big C, if you understand what I mean. Big C is because, you know, we have NHL happening. We have the NBA kicking off. A lot of talk about NFL getting ready to get ramped up for the trainings and all that jazz. You know, so much going on in the world of sports. POTUS, will he even last at the kickoff on football season, Big C? If the truth comes out, probably not. Want to get your thoughts on what you're looking forward to this week, Big C. Go right ahead.
You got game 2, Charleston, in the NHL Eastern and Western Conference Finals, Charleston. You got the Senators, who are representing Canada, you know, knocking off Pittsburgh in the first game of that series. So it's going to be exciting. You know, you got the Predators for the first time representing the South of Nashville, you know, going against the Ducks. So, I mean, it's right now it's exciting with the NHL. And, I mean, big man skating on ice, that's very exciting. You know, we got Cleveland sitting around waiting.
Yeah.
You know, for Game 7 to be played tonight in Boston.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is a turning game in the career of 2 point guards, John Wall and Isaiah Thomas, Charles.
Yeah.
The winner of this game, that point guard, will be labeled as one of the best players in the NBA. And you think about these are the 2 true team leaders. We always talk about games being facilitated through a point guard. We know LeBron's the best point guard in the NBA.
Yeah.
But right now, John Wall is trying to establish himself as the second best one in the East, okay?
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas has had that mantle as being an all-star. But these 2 combatants, Charlton, these 2 gladiators will be going at it tonight. And I see the one who outscores the other winning it. But I like John Wall in Washington this game, Charlton.
Yeah, I mean, tell you, there's something about not having the boys of Johnny Moss calling this game, but no matter what you like or who you like, it's going to be a great game.